So the next step is beginning. Obviously, you can see I took the seats out. I'm going to do that just for access. It's easier to crawl in and out of here with no seats in. And I got to pull the whole dash out. I might pull the steering column out of the way also, just so I can get at things a little easier. That, and I have a tilt column out of a 78 I'm debating about putting in here. So, I guess we'll see. Anyway, that's about it for now. Just kind of starting on this part of the project, simply because I got to mow lawn, but if it shows up well. But it's super foggy right now, and everything is soaking wet with dew. So I got to do something. Can't sit in the house. I'll go crazy. So yeah, now it's just pull everything out of the dash so I can start finagling in the new wiring harness. Well, obviously you can see I took the steering column out. Running into a bit of an issue, I guess I'm gonna say. So the radio was obviously bolted to the gauge cluster where all the gauges are, and then there's always a support in the back. Well, I can't get to that because of this aftermarket air conditioning in here. There's just no access. You can't reach up from underneath, can't reach in from the side, can't reach over the top, whatever. So, oh shit, maybe I gotta take that out. Well, if I do that, if I take this out, then why don't I just put in a factory style air conditioning? Other than the fact, you know, there's a couple bad things about this aftermarket AC. Now, you know, this hole here, this big huge hole, way bigger than whatever the factory vents would be. Same thing with over here where the controls for it were. That, and you know, it's only got the vents in the middle, and one vent is missing, but I can probably deal with that. That looks really similar to other stuff. But anyway, so this is a big cab for 3 vents. However, if I go with a factory AC unit, because I've got one out of a 73 just sitting over there, I can refurb that whole dash, whatever. Then I don't have to deal with, you know, boxing up these holes, etc. Then to take the dash assembly out, you got to take the windshield out. Take the windshield out, you got to take these moldings off. The clips that hold these moldings on, I have had virtually no success in not destroying them on the way out. The moldings I can save, it's the clips that are bad, that go bad. 2 reasons. One, I don't know if the clips were ever really designed to unhook without being destroyed in the process. That, and they're all 45 to 50 years old, so you got that going against you too. And that's part of the reason why when I put this hump in years ago, it would have been nice to take the dash out so I could get up in there really nice and easy, but that just for that same reason. I don't know. I'm gonna have to at least get this out of the way first, make sure that I can, you know, get all the wires and everything else out, do all that stuff, and I will, I guess, scratch my head and think about the air conditioning part of it. Because like I say, I've got everything sitting over here. I'll even show it to you. Came out of a 73. Heater box. I'd have to go through the heater box, make sure everything works like it should. Complete dash assembly. You know, needs some work. All of that stuff seems to function. You know, the switch works, all that stuff. Or I just take everything out and I put it into that dash panel, and I just make plates, a plate kind of where those would be. You know, take this out, that kind of stuff. I hate to cut up part out a AC dash, but at the same time, what else am I going to do with this thing? I'll have to flip it over and get a good look at the wiring for at least for the air conditioning part. See once, make sure all that's in good shape, because if it's not, well then I don't know. I think I'll just work underneath the hood for a while until I come up with a consolidated plan. Ended up pulling the AC out. The only thing that's left is a little drain tube right there. Got all the wires out, all the stuff out, and the more I look at it, the more I think I'm gonna just put in the factory style AC heater box. I've got one. I've got the controls. The thing I don't know what I want to do with yet is, you know, these big holes, you know, here and here. I don't think I can get underneath there and pick up, I can kind of point it a little, pick up that gasket far enough to get the screws out. I can undo it, but I don't know if I can get the new one in and have any real success with that. Still got to think about that. This aftermarket AC unit required taking the bolts loose from the bottom here, so I could, you know, tip the whole dash assembly kind of up, kind of slip it out and twist, and then pull the hoses and twist and pull, and yeah, it's doable. Putting it back in there will be a pain in the ass if I put that one back in. So like I say, I don't think I'm going to put it back in, but it does give me the option. I'll show you it here. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad. So here it is. Well, here's that goes right about there, you know, for the vents and the dash. But that's a nice, actually that's a nice little aftermarket unit. I don't know where else I would put it. I'm thinking, because I've got this van project, I want to put rear AC in. I've got a couple other aftermarket AC units laying around. Maybe one of them is going to end up in there. Maybe I put this in something else completely different somewhere down the road. I did find, I'll show you this here quick. I did find the other missing vent part. That was, as I lean over everything. Ta-da, there it is. So that's good. I found that piece, so this is complete now anyway. I guess the other option I could attempt be leave this in there and hook up the factory AC ductwork to that. I think that's maybe more work than necessary. I don't know. Well, I don't know yet. One thing at a time. I got this taken apart now. Now I can take my brake booster off and get that swapped out with a newer one, because I couldn't get to it with the aftermarket AC unit. There's a couple bolts, at least one for sure, maybe two of my, I just couldn't access. So one more reason I had to take everything apart. If I would have only known this originally when I first started messing with this thing, I would have just thrown that 440 in that I had laying there and I'd have been done. Been driving it, probably would have been sold by now. But oh well, I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm not afraid to admit it.